This conference
See,
will now be recorded.
you should have GoToMeeting either application or you can use it through browser. If you just
Yeah.
click on the link that is shared in your laptop, it will open in the
Okay.
browser itself.
Okay. Like need to go to .com slash like 422. That is
Yes,
the meeting
yes.
ID, right? Oh, okay. Thank you.
Just a few minutes, we will start the session. Okay.
Sure. Sure. Sure.
Right. I hope we can start. Everything good?
Yes, yes,
Uh, Fine. So I think we had gone through the demo and you joined for the demo session, where I have clearly explained what is this success factors and why it is different from others. And let's also just have a few lines of introduction, which you might be forgetting again. So SAP success factors is a cloud-based system, cloud-based HR system, let's say. This cloud-based HR system is in place where all HR activities or processes can happen. Okay. So for this, you are going to be a consultant who is going to configure or develop all the requirements of the HR, whatever HR wanted to have, how the process HR is expecting to have. So we are going to design and develop the system as per any client requirement. Now, the one you are seeing on the screen is in success factor system. Okay, this is a success factor system. Let me just log into it. So this success factor system is just opened with an user ID and password. Anyone who is working or configuring, they can log into an user ID and password through this system. Okay. Then if they are employees, they will have SSO. What is SSO? I'm using two terms. One is password, other one is SSO. If it is a person who is going to configure or admin of the system who is supporting will use password, and SSO is a single sign-on. Single sign-on. This the full form password. What is single sign-on? What is password? Do you have any idea on it?
No.
Right. So password, let's go into the password. Every username will have the login to the system. Every user has to log in. Now if the user logins without password, directly by single click it will take to the system. They no need to enter any password. Okay, employees, when they are about to log into a system, they don't need to enter password. Their email ID of the company is in validation. Email ID of the company is in validation to themselves, so they no need to enter any password. Once they click on SuccessFactors logo or any link, they don't need to enter password. Directly it will open this system. But if you are a consultant will not be inside the company. He is someone who is outside of the company. Let's say TCS wanted to have a subsystem. They given this, they don't do it internal. Okay, they will give this project to something at Infosys. Some consultant of Infosys are developing this system now. So this Infosys consultants email IDs will not be there in TCS system. They will have their own. So to log in, obviously they need to use username and password. So the idea behind password is for external users, for already in the company who are working in the company and they are employees, they will use single sign-on. So that's the picture behind single sign-on and password. Now I used password because I am a consultant who configures the system. I am not a user of the system, right? I hope now you understand the difference between a consultant and an user of this system. Clear between
Yes.
SSO and password?
Yes.
Right. Okay, let's see. There are two systems. One system I am showing you. This is one system out of two. So there are two systems. What are those two systems are? One is front end system, other is back end system. Okay. One is front end system, other one is back end system. Right? Well and good. Front end system is called instance. And then what is back end system called? Is nothing but provisioning. Front end system is called instance and your back end system is called provisioning. The front end system instance is this one. I just used my login. So I just logged in with an username and password. This has opened. This is my front end system. I call it as instance and few people will also call it as BISX. The two names of the front end system. What is the difference between the front end and the back end system? 95% of your configuration is done in the front end system. 95%. Only 5% of configuration is done at the back end system. You can ask me, why should we keep that 5% configuration at the back end? Why don't we total move it to the front? Front end instance, we can give access to anyone. You are an employee, external user, access can be provided to anyone easily. But when you come to the back end, you should be certified to access that. Why this much difficulties for just 5% of configuration, that too at the back end? Why should we get certified? We have to go through an exam with SAP. We have to buy some 50,000 worth certification hub, and then we have to write exam. Once we pass through that exam, then only you can request for provisioning exam. Why such an hectic process here? Actually, this is not a hectic process. To be frank, it's an uh, correct process which we are following so that everyone who is aware of the system will work on the system. What's there in that 5% provisioning is it's all settings. It's a base to this 95%. It's a base to this 95%. Okay. What is the base? Let's say you are able to see the system now, and you are able to see this company logo, and you are able to see this version. The version of the system is here, and it says enterprise edition and next gen admin, and UI version you see SAP Fiori. This version is enabled here in the backend. That's why the UI screen is good. If you have seen the old version, previous version of SAP SuccessFactors, okay, UI version, I will try to show you with some images. The previous version is very older one, and even you cannot understand. Yeah, this is a one, the older version. Let me open this. Right. Let me make it big. There is a picture. Okay. Here is a picture. You can see clearly the picture. This is your older version of the home page in SuccessFactors. So now the version we are seeing is the latest version. How this version has been upgraded is,
Hello,
yes,
can you hear me?
yes.
Yeah, I can't see it properly. Can you maximize the screen?
Right, sure. Can you see this now, the screen? Is it bigger or it is showing smaller? It's okay now?
Yeah, okay.
Yes, yes.
Right. So this is an older version, and this is your latest version. Right. So this is your latest version. So this older version has been deprecated and this new version came. How does that happen is we enable the new version setting from the provisioning. That's how the instance is updated. So we enable settings that are base for the instance. Then after this 5% at the very start of the project is completed, then we will start completely working in 95% in the configuration instance. So remember, what is there is two systems. One is front end system, other one is a back end system. One we call it as instance or regex, other one we call it as props. If you have time, please make a notes out of this also, because tomorrow I will be asking you the same repeated questions. I told you there are settings in the provisioning backend, and along with the settings there is also something called data models. I will come to this concept now. Before I come to that concept, as we are going to learn one module from SAP SuccessFactors, which is nothing but employee central. The module is employee central. What is employee central? It's a data repository, right? I told you it is a data repository. The other meaning of this, I will elaborate it now. If you see, employee information plus organization information. What is that? Employee central is a combination of employee information and organization information. What is difference between employee information and organization information? Yes.
Employee information belongs to employee personal information,
Mm-hmm.
and organization in the sense company details.
Okay. Right. So here, employee information is all about the data of employee which is provided by him. Organization information is the data of the organization which is provided by organization. Together we are going to place them in the same system for the user, and that system we call it as SuccessFactors Employee Central, which is nothing but it's a data repository of both these information. Now, I told you there are data models. 4 data models are there in Employee Central. 4 data models are there. The first one is succession data model. Second one is country specific succession data model. Third one is corporate data model. Sorry. Yes. And the fourth one is country specific corporate data. Okay, it's good. There are 4 data models and we can easily remember it. Succession data model, country specific succession data model, corporate data model, and country specific corporate data model. Is it easy to remember? I hope it is
Yes.
visible clearly now.
Yeah,
So,
yes, yes, it's visible.
succession data model is an XML. In SuccessFactors, we use XML language. We use XML language. What is XML language? It's a coding language. Now, the immediate question, do we need to learn coding? No need. I don't even suggest to learn that coding. So, data models are also called as XMLs. If someone asks you a question in interview or somewhere, remember, either they ask what are 4 data models or what are 4 XMLs. You should say the 4 names the same. Either XML or data model is same for us. So it is succession data model, country specific succession data model, corporate data model, country specific corporate data. Now, what is succession data model? Succession data model is all about employee information, that is configuration, nothing but employee relevant fields or employee relevant data. Those fields will be configured in succession data model. So I will give you examples. What is example is first name of employee, last name of employee, gender of employee, or let's say marital
A
status of employee.
date of birth.
Yes, right. Date of birth of.
Personal.
So yes, this we can consider them as personal. This is personal information. Anyhow, so total this information is from whom? It's from employee. Can employer give what is his first name and last name? No. Can
No.
employee say what is his gender or marital status or date of birth? These are all details no one can confirm except the employee, right?
Yes.
Anyone else can confirm these details? No. Only
No.
employee himself has to say, this is my first name, this is my last name, this is my gender, this is my marital status. So, in a succession data model, we capture configuration that is relevant to employee information. Now, there is another one, country specific succession data model. If someone enable their mic, I request them to just mute it because this is under recording, right? So succession data model is done. Now country specific succession data model. So what is country specific succession data model? We'll talk about country specific employee information. What can be country specific employee information? Tell me the examples quickly.
No idea.
Country specifically, do we have any employee relevant data that we take? Just think about it. We have a lot of information that we take. Country specifically.
Like experience and all.
That is company relevant.
Any other PF
Work
form.
location.
Uh, National ID. Do we
Other.
have PAN and Aadhaar in Australia?
That.
No.
Yeah.
PAN is for India and Aadhaar is also for India. So this is country specific. Employees in India only can give you PAN and Aadhaar. If employees of other country like Australia, they can give you TFN, nothing but tax file number. Or if employees from US, they will give SSN, social security number. So not all employees in your company can give you the same IDs. I have a company. I established a company. It functions in India, it functions in Australia, it functions in USA. So I have employees at multiple countries and multiple locations. They can't give me the national ID in the same format of PAN and Aadhaar. They can give it in TFN, they can give it in SSN. So now I have to do country specific configuration according to the country when I have multiple branches again. Right? Right. So here I can even say you another example is home address. Am I correct? Is your address format in India and address format in US or Australia is the same? No.
No.
Here we will have a pin code, we will have different things. We never had post box number here. But if you go to abroad, you will have post box number. There they will say county, province. Here we don't have those terms at all. We will call it district, state like that. So again, when it comes to the address format of employees, it will change across the globe. Again, different countries, different configuration. So this country specific succession data model will talk about country specific information of employee. Corporate data model will talk about organization information. Okay, right. What kind of organization information? What is a company code? Which is a business unit, or which is a location, or which is a division department the employee is about to join. These details has to provided by the company. So company, business unit, location, division, department, all these details are from the organization and we call them as organization information. Okay, so this data we are getting from corporate data model, we are configuring in that data model. Now you tell me this, what is some
Yeah.
country specific corporate data model?
Uh, Examples are employee ID.
No,
Country.
it represents country specific organization information. What can be country specific organization information? It is nothing but corporate address. There, that is home address. Here, when you see corporate address is nothing but your company's address. Different countries, again different branches, again different address form. You see, I will give you the best example. In India, exactly we have to mention the door number. If we don't mention that, delivery will get delayed. It's very hard to get the delivery of any product you order or anything that you wanted to receive. But if you take Europe somewhere, they don't need this door number or something. At least they want only the street and post box number. Okay, what happens with this is every house, individual house will have post box number. So exactly whatever you say, it will get delivered to them. So this is important in some other country. This is important in our very own country. So country to country format is not same. If we follow the same, what happens? We cannot deliver. So due to that format, we have to change for different country. Now, why we are discussing all these things? Why we are discussing is easy, we collect user information. Nothing but you have to add a new employee into the system. HR's activity is that, but to make sure HR will add them very properly, you have to configure all these things in the system so that they can smoothly enter their addresses, they can smoothly enter their national IDs, they can smoothly process admin. So to make them process this, we are going to do all these 4 data models, whatever that is needed. We will have a field enabled, we will label them, we will change them, we will give some values. So that is our work to configure, right? So here, two things. One is two systems are there. One is front end system, other one is back end system. Front end system is called as instance and back end system is called as promise. Now there are 4 data models are XMLs and succession data model is one, country specific succession data model is the other one, corporate data model is the one, country specific corporate data model is the other. Till here, any questions? I am giving a pause for 2 minutes. You can ask.
So, for where can we mention this employees and everything?
That's all in your instance, and employee ID is also a field for us. So that is going to come under the data model, succession data model.
Okay.
I will showcase you. Just understand the basics now.
Yeah.
Right? Any other questions? Are we good till here?
Yes.
If you observe, I told EC is a combination of employee information plus organization information. Now here, employee information, this is organization information. That means if 4 data models are set, EC is ready. So do we work in the data model? No. The very first time we start the project, we just we will insert the dummy or some already existing RDS solution. RDS means rapid deployment solution. Have you ever heard of this term? Rapid deployment solution?
No.
Right. RDS means every company, what they do is they will prepare a standard system for themselves. Very standard system. Whenever they get a project, what they do is they will run all the requirement sessions, everything. The initially first what they will do is they will put this RDS or standard system to the client system. They will update the client system with this solution, and then on that they will do anything is deviated from the standard. That means anything custom is there, they will do only the custom things. That will reduce their efforts in the system. So the same way, if you observe, we will follow this RDS and we don't touch this. We will take all the data models from this standard system. We will just input at the provisioning backend 5%, and then quickly we will start into the instance and start configuration. So that's the reason behind that. I told you no need to learn XML that much. And even if you wanted to learn, how will the XML look like is this is HRIS field first name, right, it's a label, and slash HRIS field. What did I write? Simply I have written a code. You can tell, okay, you are been in success factors lot of times, so you learn this and that. No, it's very simple. Every line of the code, if you see, every open tag will have a close tag. Every open tag will have a close tag. You open one field, you see it will be closed at the end. Somewhere at the end it has to get closed. So it's in start tag or end tag or open tag or end tag will be there. End tag will close with a slash. That's it. It's very simple. Okay. So this is the configuration. If you take other field also, same kind of configuration. We don't write much. So this is how XML will look like for you. So no need to bother. It's an open and close tag language. Right. So if we start with these data models and start in the system, will it work? So after these two things in the backend, there is also one thing I wanted to highlight it for you. It's nothing but a schedule jobs. What is the schedule jobs? You told there is settings, you just need to check mark. You told there are data models, you just copy from other system and input. So these two are very simple right now. Now you are telling schedule jobs. Three things and you told it is 5% configuration. Yes, it is very simple. Nothing but what happens in the system is every time we change, the results or something has to get synced. Every time you change something, why should the results get synced? I will give you the example. Let us go to Parker. I hope you know Parker. I think you know Peter Parker, but this is John Parker. So we have Parker here, and there are some details. If you see, this is his first name and last name is here. This is his username. Okay. So the same first name and last name is here for him in personal information, John and Parker. It is showing it as an over. Whenever you come here, you say it's not John Parker, it's a Peter Parker. Let me change it. Peter Parker, and save. Now it got saved. It is changed here. To get it sync here, it will take some time. A background job has to run so that the changes that has taken place here will update here, right? So to run these changes, quickly update and keep it updated, what we are doing is we will schedule a job at the back end, and the job is called to be HRIS sync. Why it is given HRIS sync is nothing but an human resources system, but it's the name that is given by SAP. Don't ask me why only that name. SAP gave that name, I am following. Okay, simple. So HRIS sync. What happens with the sync is whenever there is some changes of data from the system, it has to update either here or at the
Your
profile
voice is
level.
breaking.
No. So it has to update somewhere in the system. We are going to use that and we are going to have in schedule job. What does
Yeah.
the schedule job do? It will run daily It will run daily on a particular time. Let's say I told 5 a.m. in the morning this job has to run and everything should be in the sync. Any changes, any information that has been updated
Voice is
should
breaking.
be in sync. Is it clear now?
Yes.
Okay, fine. So to make the
Again
system
breaking.
sync, we will schedule some recurring job at a particular time. Daily 5 a.m. it will run and all the information after that will be in sync. So that is nothing but a scheduled job we are going to do in the system. So those three things we are doing at the backend system, and it will less than 1 day it will take us to create those things. Then only we will start with the front end system. First this should complete, then only this will. If you don't start with this, you cannot start with this. This is important. 5%. Okay, right. So these are the things I wanted to discuss with you. Even I wanted to discuss with you a few things like the home page, if you see. So this is the home page. Whenever someone comes in and this, and you see good evening is a message from the system. So if you log in at the morning, it will say good morning. If you log in at the afternoon, it will say good afternoon. So this message keeps on changing in the system. So this is from SAP, and even we can customize as per our requirement. And at the background, the images can be changed. We can have the company images. Whatever company you are doing it for, you can do it the same. Okay. So this is just a login page, and to be frank, anywhere you can open the system, anywhere you can log in the system. You no need to download some versions, you no need to open some versions. Okay, anyhow you will receive your practice system credentials. You need to get it at least by tomorrow, because from tomorrow you will practically start doing something in the system. Okay, today we just began with some introduction part. When you go to tomorrow, there will be some practical session which is going to be there. So you have to anyway get that credentials and log into the system. Right. So I just wanted to highlight something called methodology. How will a project start for success factors is using 4 phases. That is nothing but the first one is prepare, second one is explore, third one is realize, and fourth one is deploy. Remember this and make a note of this 4, because someone will ask you, if you say I implemented a project in success factors, they will ask what is the activate methodology, and you will have 4 phases in it. One is prepare, second one is explore, third one is realize, and fourth is deploy. In prepare phase, what we will be doing is we will prepare for the project and we will have the details of the existing system. Then in explore, we will take the requirement of them, we will try to understand their expectations. In realize, we will start building the system, we will do the configuration, testing and everything. Once testing is done, we will move that to the production system and deploy. Simply those are the 4 phases we do have. Anyhow, I will clearly go to one by one and tell you all the activities for success factors, how the project runs. That for that we will have specially one session I will be taking for you. Okay. So those are the things actually from today's session. Today I just closed it very early because from tomorrow you will be occupied for complete 1 hour of session, and you will not even you are allowed for questions of 10 minutes in that session. As it is a first session, I'm just closing very early to make sure you are comfortable with the subject and knowledge. At a time, I cannot push everything to your mind in 1 day. So I'm just trying to make you comfortable with only very few things today. So the highlights of the session, I'm just repeating it again. 2 systems, 4 data models, and 4 phases of the project. Tomorrow the same questions will be repeated and asked to each one of you. Make sure you answer them. Right. So any questions you can ask me, or else I am giving you a task. So your task is to
Sorry, I'm unable to hear you.
explore and tell me the activities of instance and provision. So try to know about these two systems of success factors and just list out two to three activities of instance and two to three activities of provisioning and 10. That's it. I'm not asking you more. Only two to three activities of instance and provisioning you have to tell me
And I'm
tomorrow
unable to
by
hear you.
explore. Yes. Any issue with my audio?
Why it was
Hello.
breaking? Sandeep was saying it was your voice is breaking.
Is it clear now?
Yes, yes. Sandeep,
Right.
Yes, Madhuri.
is it clear? The voice
Hello.
is clear? Is it the voice is clear now? Still it was breaking.
I think it might be issue from Sandeep end.
Maybe, maybe.
Oh,
Even I'm your voice was clear to me.
okay, fine. So is the task clear?
Yes.
Right. Is the session clear? Any questions from the session you can ask. I'm open for the questions. We still have some time.
As of now everything was okay from my end.
Right. So just do this task and come. Just explore what is instance, what is provisioning, and what are the activities that will be done at instance and provisioning. Tomorrow I will start something practical in the system. There is lot of things to be discussed and configuration has to be explained to you. So, and I also request you to get this practice system by tomorrow. Request Subbu to provide you access to the practice system so that you can start quickly practice from tomorrow itself. Okay. So get your user IDs created in the practice system and Subbu will give you the access of. I hope it is fine.
Oh,
So
sure,
any
sure,
other
sure.
questions you can ask me.
Nothing. Actually, Sandeep's network was not good, so he's listening through my mobile.
Oh, okay, fine. No problem. I will ask, I will be open for today's questions also tomorrow. Before I start the session, we will also go through the questions from Sandeep again tomorrow.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Thank you so much for your time. So today we just closing it early, but from tomorrow it is going to be complete 1 hour session. So try to
Sure, sure.
grasp as much as possible. Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye.